Greasy hair ass, bro.
I can't see nothing.
Hell no, we woke up,
neither, bro. Let me
I'm
walk.
be fresh.
Walk on my
Hey,
own,
Keys, get what?
I definitely go walk on my own.
Sorry. I forgot I'm still holding you.
I'm be fresh as hell.
I bet.
I'm
Hey, bro,
sorry.
you got
I'm
these
sorry.
handcuffs, Grease?
Hey, bro.
Nah,
Just
sit
down,
still
bro. I
can't
can't see nothing.
Alright, I got you. Hold on.
Bro.
Turn the votes down on
done.
This
that.
nigga won't let me go for shit.
The judge helped lock niggas up, bro. The judge already
Marcus,
against us, bro.
You good now?
Have a seat, sirs.
Let me get me some food and drink.
You don't tell
I
nobody
can't
what the
see
fuck
shit,
to
bro.
do, pussy.
I can't see shit.
I
I can't
got
see
you.
shit, bro.
I got him.
I'm gonna stay professional. Can you take your mask off, sir, please?
I don't give a fuck what you stay. You gonna stay the fuck out my face.
Can you take your mask off, sir, please?
Nigga, fuck you.
I'm be fresh as hell.
Take your mask off, bitch.
I am.
What?
We're in the courthouse now.
I got you.
Alright.
Fuck up.
You ain't my daddy, nigga. I'm your
What you
daddy.
need, something to drink,
Tell your
food?
mama to call me back.
Yeah, answer on the E.
Yo,
I don't even know
can
none of
you
these
take your mask off, bro?
Who y'all? How
been
y'all
fresh
my
in
code
here
is? I don't know
You know
y'all.
what? It's all gonna speak towards your character in front of the judge.
I don't know none of my code is.
Yeah. Nigga, fuck that judge, nigga. That judge a hoe like you.
Nigga drive Fords for a living. Think they like that?
Can everyone take their mask off, please?
So
That's
hit me
it,
real
Can you help me with this?
quick.
Yeah,
Get
I'm
these
Bitch
goggles
head.
off my face.
The DA here, nappy as hell.
Pussy.
Hey, bro, right here next to me. What you in here for?
You said my hair is
Hit me real quick.
nappy.
KJ, get these glasses off my face.
Is that Mr. Ronzo?
Nah, he out of pocket for
Yeah,
that.
that's me.
How are you today, Mr. Brown?
I mean, I'm doing great. Shit, I got a case to beat.
Hey, bro, right
I
here in
don't
the
think any
grand.
songs are gonna get you out of this one, Mr.
I'm about to beat my case. My guys about to beat their case. We about to get out. I'm feeling great. How you feeling,
How's Mr. Jackson doing?
Mr. Jackson?
Asking about me.
Oh,
Why y'all so worried about me? What the fuck?
Who is Mr. Jackson? Talking about
I
Michael
was
Jackson?
talking about Michael.
Oh, Michael
I didn't.
Jackson.
So,
Beat
Wow.
it.
Michael Jackson doing good. He in a better place.
Y'all plays it all this movie?
I need you to go over to the seats.
Yeah, come sit over here with me, shorty. Don't cap.
DA feeling you. She came over here asking straight for you, about you.
I know she did. I
all
saw
of
she was looking at me. She came in here. Hey,
I
DA.
would do something.
Hey, DA. Still.
Sit down.
Hey, DA.
Back up, you.
Show ass up, officer.
Trying to see what's up with the business.
Lame ass up.
You got a dad
Hey,
hat.
officer.
What, bro?
Put a good word in for me to the DA, lame ass nigga.
Alright.
Lame as fuck.
Man, that nigga
Put a
don't
good
got
word
no,
in for me right quick,
He don't got
lame
no-
ass nigga.
he don't got no stand to put in
Thin
the
ass
word.
sideburns, boy.
That nigga a courthouse cop, man. That nigga got no stand. You can't tell nobody nothing.
Bro, I ain't turning myself in,
Yeah.
bitch. You fake
All
Will
this
Smith, bro.
sounds real good right now. Don't worry, bro.
Hey, kid,
Bro, you
watch out, man.
Lego Will Smith, bro. Let the fuck
Have
me off
not taken you.
Take your
you, bro. I
mask
can't
off,
see shit,
bro.
fam.
You're dumb ass go.
Hey, officer.
Yo,
Hey, officer with the
Hey.
Hold on.
Hey, flat top.
Hold on.
Almost
Slicks.
Why am I in here, bro?
Flat top.
Hold
officer,
on.
Let me
Take your
holler
mask
at you.
off, bro.
Bro,
Slicks dumb ass go.
Hey, take them
go
glasses
come
off,
to the
cop.
court day. No, he wanted.
bro, I didn't know shit. What the fuck's going on? Why am I in here, bro?
Dumb ass.
Bro, get your hoe ass on somewhere, bro. The fuck?
Can you guys take your mask off, please?
You talking fast as
Hey,
hell.
my man in the blue shirt right here. Sit down. You getting me
Why am I
nervous.
in here, bro?
I'm trying to sit down. Hey, Blizz, shut the
Hey, go put a word. Hey, go put a good word in for me to the DA, cop.
I'm gonna be outside of the
Bro, why you come? Alright, bro.
This nigga don't need these fucking.
Boy, you get the fuck out my face, boy.
Running up on niggas. Shut your bitch ass up.
Talking about you stand soft.
That nigga got his hands on his hip. Hey, he got his hands on his hip.
Talking about you take mask off soft.
Got my hands up on his hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Fuck you.
Look at
Head
that.
ass.
I'll take my shit off, bro. Watch out, bro.
Slicks, bro.
Whose hands on
Talking
their
about
head?
take it out
Not
soft
mine.
and shit. You take
Bro, your man's hands is up on his hips,
That's your
bro.
man Marvin over there.
Hey,
Got my hands up on her hips.
take your
When
hands
I
on your
dip,
hip,
you
bro.
dip, we
Make
dip.
us look bad
Goofy
right now,
ass.
bro.
Man, he do look goofy. I ain't gonna
You
lie.
ain't see me trying to sit right here,
Hope
bro.
I beat
Daddy,
this
how I
shit.
look. Looking ass. Fuck up.
Slicks.
Like a damn.
Brother beat this
Cop.
shit. Let's hang the RICO. Everything from my gang gun nigga.
Y'all niggas is the rollers. Hey, go put a good word in for me to the DA. Lame ass nigga, thin ass sideburns, thin ass mustache, thick ass
yo, give me-
glasses.
Get a sandwich or something, bro. Niggas hungry as ass.
This is like
Ass
Ja
cop.
Hain.
Look like red on Friday.
Man.
Oh, yeah, I
Go
hate it.
cry in the car. Look at ass nigga.
Man, here with these
Bro,
big ass
Cisco.
guns, gang.
Good
That's how you know they scared of us, bro. We ain't
No
got
cap,
shit. They got
them
these
niggas
big ass guns out with these helmets on.
Who's scared
Down
of you?
there.
Nigga, you scared of me, nigga? What's happening? What you talking about?
You make R&B
Never
music.
scared
you, bro.
You right
I ain't
there with the
gonna lie.
fade. You make R&B music.
Don't keep
Cisco
walking
looking
up to
at
that bench. Don't keep walking up to that bench like you about to run up on me, bro. Don't run up on me.
Bro.
Don't run up on me. I'll knock your ass out, nigga.
He
Fuck,
tough cause he got
nigga.
that gun on him, bro.
I don't give a fuck about that gun. I'll knock his bitch ass out. He run up on me straight up.
He know that. He
Alright,
acting
sounds
crazy.
good, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. Let him run up. Run up. You tough, right?
Run up,
You
get
tough,
done
right,
up.
officer?
Run up, get done up, fuck up.
Alright. Alright,
Hey,
you
alright,
hear me?
Hey, you hear me?
You
Why
and your
fly
stupid ass
in
partner.
and these niggas
Why
is
y'all
supposed to be
niggas
in
standing
cuffs,
behind,
gang?
steady staring, bro? My face, ugly.
Hey, gang, you just
feel
got
like
done going
it's daycare
swimming?
right now.
The fuck you got
What do you got
on?
goggles on in this bitch? Real
Charles, what the
goggles.
fuck you hard as Do I do like you got on?
Yo, y'all all my Codys. I don't know
Man,
none of
little
these.
Charles got.
Is that Blizz with them goggles on?
That's little
Hell
Charles.
no.
I can see
yeah, I had to see
clearly
Mr.
now.
Charles.
The
Hey,
rain
what's
is
your problem, bro?
gone. Head ass.
Ain't put on
I got
my
a bag and a Nike
shirt and
Tech,
see?
bro.
Go take off that big ass hoodie,
Yo, little
stupid.
Charles.
Bro, what the
See
fuck
what the
is
You got
going
you got
on
them
with
goggles
this
on.
goofy shit?
I can see
Damn,
clearly
niggas still
now.
getting
The
back.
rain is gone. Head ass.
Hey, Slicks, where you got caught up at?
Hey, somebody
Professor
push me or
John.
something.
Nah,
I got
what?
caught up
push me
on my
real
baby
quick.
mother house.
Nah,
I got
Slicks.
I would love to.
I got caught up
Hey,
fucking
what
with
the
Dope
fuck?
Boy. Where Dope
Hold
Boy
on,
at?
that's
Yo,
assault,
hold
bro.
on, pause.
I thought you
Slicks,
said you needed to
assault,
see.
bro.
Slicks so dumb, you know he
Oh,
wants to. He had
hell
to quote that.
no.
Hey, bro, get your little hoe ass on, lame
like
ass
a
bitch,
civilian.
before I beat your ass,
Walking
nigga.
outside smoking a cigarette like they don't know you.
Bro, on
Like they don't know you.
I ain't gonna lie. Next time y'all chase one of my mans, I'm popping off in this bitch, straight up.
Come on.
Alright.
I don't give a fuck. Give me my time, nigga. Chase
You
one of my
gonna get
mans
your
again. Chase my
For
mans
sure.
again. I'ma slap them glasses off your whole ass face, nigga.
Wait, why
Alright.
this nigga take my whole pockets, bro? Bro,
Doing
what?
too much.
What
Oh,
the
you
fuck are
taking
they
it-
on, bro?
That's because they
I
trying
got
to.
another taser go off at one of my
Look,
peoples in
that's
this
what I'm
bitch.
trying to keep
I-
that.
Ass bitches.
I fly in, right? My eyes can't even get clear, bro. I mean,
Bro, sit your stupid ass down,
Stupid
bro.
ass down, bro. For real.
Fuck is you sitting here kicking
Fuck
with
is
the
you
police
talking
for,
about?
bro? You lace front. Fuck is you talking about? Sit your bitch
You
ass
talking
down.
about kicking it with the
He's the reason this
police?
is happening.
Bro,
You
sit
wanna
your
game us
ass
all the
down
info?
and be quiet, bro.
Alright.
Boy, scalp ass. Sit your bitch ass down.
Laser tag goggles ass.
Flat top officer, what the fuck? You on some bullshit?
If I was locked up with him, I would have knocked his ass out, gang. I
Shut
ain't
your
gonna lie.
lame ass up, bro.
Just for them goggles, boy, I would have knocked your ass out just for them goggles. No cap. If I saw you on the streets outfit on, I would have knocked your ass out, nigga.
He moving crazy. Ain't got. What you got under the motherfucking vest? You got some wash, a tux under the
A
vest.
tuxedo
Fuck
under
you
the
was at-
vest.
What you was doing when
I
you got
promise you,
back?
if he would have came through the hood with that outfit on, one of my niggas would have knocked you the fuck out for wearing that dumb ass shit, dog. Straight up.
He's like waiting in the shootout. Same time.
I don't understand why they still standing for real.
Yo, Drizzy, you the
Like, they
Stars
scared
are
to
looking
ask
at.
dudes
Yo,
to move
Drizzy,
over.
you
Y'all
the
scared to
front.
ask Mr. Ronzo to move over?
Hey yo, who the officer with the flat top, bro? That nigga.
I'm not moving over for no
put the
bitch ass
cuffs
nigga.
tight as hell on me.
I'm not moving over for no bitch
Y'all
ass
scared to
nigga.
speak?
Yo,
Y'all
Wanzo,
ain't
how you
sanctioned?
coming, Wanzo?
What's the deal?
Hey yo, you right there? You put them cuffs on me tight as hell, you bitch ass nigga. I still
Man,
got the
cuz
mark,
fuck
you
these
bitch
bitch
ass.
ass niggas, bro. These niggas ain't with
I'm
us.
trying to stay as professional as I can right now.
I'm not scooting over, bro. So you gonna have to sit on the floor.
Yeah,
Fuck is you talking about? Sit on the floor, bitch ass nigga.
Officer
I'm
talking
not
about
sitting
some.
on shit, boy.
Talking about
Who you
some
talking to?
motherfucker. You about to
Who you talking to? Yeah, that nigga quiet. Boy, that nigga soft as hell. Boy, I would've.
Which
what?
one? These niggas
How
all
was she
soft, bro.
identified?
That's why they squad.
Hey, bro, that nigga just got quiet, bro. I just horsed his ass.
He's talking about Lil
No,
Charles.
he got it, bro.
Oh, Lil Charles?
How did you guys identify
This
her?
little
His
Charles
name Lil
Lloyd vest.
Charles?
Bro,
Yeah.
niggas ain't calling me no
Okay.
bitch, bro.
This little Charles Lloyd vest.
10-4,
Yeah,
Lil Charles,
Lil
this
Lil
better not
Charles,
be
sit
you.
down. What you standing up for,
This
bro?
bet not be Lil Charles that I've been
It's
hearing
over,
about this
you
white
locked
vest,
up.
bro.
Yeah, that's Lil Charles.
Bro, y'all what y'all
Lil
want to
Charles
super
still
fade or
asking the
something?
police.
Like gunplay, dog.
The whole time this nigga gang and y'all let me talk to
Chill,
you
why
like
you all
that
up in my
gang.
face?
That's why I asked you,
Lil
Wanzo,
Charles?
what you want.
Bro,
You hear
stop
just
playing
say
with me,
that,
Lil
nigga?
Charles. I'm already
Bro, I
mad,
ain't know
bro.
who the fuck that nigga was. Man, Lil
alright?
Charles, come
I'm
sit your
already
goofy
mad,
ass
bro.
down,
Fuck
bro.
you talking about back and forth with me, Lil
Hey, I
Charles.
don't get no fuck, boy.
Lil Charles, come sit
How
over
is
here,
the
bro.
school freaking bully moved
All right,
over?
Lil Charles.
Nah, Lil
Yeah,
Charles.
crazy in front of police.
Misunderstanding.
See? You
Nah,
was
it was
scared
a
to ask.
misunderstanding.
Charles
He
coming
wanna
at
sit
my
down.
neck.
His legs is hurting.
Man, hey,
Another
police,
nigga
stay
told him
on my business. This my boy.
Another nigga told Lil Charles he gonna knock him out. He want to come at me.
Man,
Fuck you
fuck
talking
all
about,
that,
Lil
man.
Charles?
Fuck the police. That's what we on right now.
Man, this stupid ass officer right here.
Man,
Don't trust the police,
fuck
man.
Fuck you.
No justice, no peace.
Shut your bitch ass up.
you
My
the
man's over
problem.
there Super Saiyan through this bitch.
You the problem.
Super.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You hear me? You hear me?
Man, slap that nigga, Lil
Yeah.
Charles. You
Nigga,
ain't
you
like
the
that.
problem.
You the problem.
You
Okay.
the problem.
That was it.
Okay.
Get your hands on my face, bro. Get your
What you
fucking
gonna
hands
do?
on my
You
face.
ain't gonna touch
you
him.
gonna do?
I bet you
I
that.
bet you ain't gonna
I
touch
bet
him.
you won't
Bitch
touch
ass
him.
nigga.
I bet you don't touch
I
him.
bet you won't
You
touch
right.
him.
I won't touch
Straight
him.
up.
Pop it off
I
on
won't
that.
Yeah.
touch him.
Yeah.
Bet you won't
I
touch
won't
him.
touch him. Not
Any
right
cop
here.
touch him, I'm beating the fuck out of him.
I'm
Straight
about to
up.
pop
Right
it
here.
off on that nigga, bro. Make one more threat. I'm
Anybody
popping it
touch
off.
anybody touch any of my niggas in here, I'm beating their ass. Straight up.
None of them's
Cop.
gonna get touched. You guys are gonna get touched by the hand of justice.
Fire for
That's
that.
what's touching
Ah,
them.
bitch
fire.
ass.
I ain't
Y'all
gonna
don't
lie.
got shit
I
on
really
me,
stumped
boy.
you out, bro.
Motherfucker coming home, man.
Bitch ass.
I ain't gonna lie. When I see you on the streets, I'm
They
stumping you,
got the
bro.
whole.
You see me all the time, bro.
Nah, they
My
got
bad,
the
Brody, my
whole.
bad,
I ain't never seen you, bro. I would have been stumped your head in, bro.
Cut my hair. This
That nigga
Commander
a bitch.
Potter. I just cut my hair. That's all it is.
Yo.
Bro,
Oh, you gotta get the hair back. I don't remember, bro.
Free the guys, man.
Man, free the game.
I don't remember you looking like Jaheim Ski.
Yeah, I'm in the
Free the
court.
guys.
Moving around and shit. All fidgety.
This my
You
shit
guys,
right
oh
here.
no, that's my one guy right there.
Yeah.
What's up, gang? You good, bro? You been straight?
Yeah,
I ain't seen you.
Make sure they
I ain't seen you since the party, my boy.
Yeah.
Man, free the guys.
No, I'm talking about bro with the card. Yeah, that's my guy right there.
Hey, my boy. Hey, officer, do me a favor.
Hey,
Get
if
the
I ain't got
ass
that
here,
shit
bro.
on, ain't
Stop sitting. Why you standing right in front of
ain't-
me?
What them cheese got on, bro?
He's crazy to the bitch, bro.
Nigga in
Look
front of
at
me got
him.
a paddock.
Look at-
Officer in
look
front
at
of
that
me got a
shit.
paddock. I want that
Look
bitch.
at you.
That bitch fake as hell. That bitch a 3X.
Oh, no.
Oh, he got some bullshit on.
Officer, why are you standing right in front of me, bro? Get your stinky ass on my face.
Hey, bro, back the fuck up, bro. I'm gonna tell you one more
Shut the
time.
fuck up, you bitch.
You ain't even
You happy because you got that shotgun, bitch?
ain't even tough, you
Crip
bitch
niggas
ass
12.
Hey, why you even got a gun out of court, though?
Hey, what side is the defense on?
Hey, be clear when y'all talking about the Crips, bro. It's 2 Crip games, bro. So don't even say Crips. Just say rolling 60s or rolling 90s, bro.
Fuck them both.
I ain't gonna lie. The 90s good with us though, gang.
Lil Charles, we good with
The
the
90s, we good with the 90s, brody.
I can't say there's nowhere to
Take a seat over there,
Alright,
bro.
so fuck this.
Did I just hear someone admit to being good with 2 gangs in the city, both
Yes,
going
he
by the
did,
name
ma'am.
of the Crips?
Yes, he
Hell
did,
yeah.
That
man.
don't mean
Your
nothing.
ears are work. Yup.
Who said they was gangs?
Gigi always snitching.
Who said they
You
was
said they were
gangs?
gangs.
Man, there's allegations. There's
I said a
allegations.
gang?
Hating ass
You
niggas, man.
100% said gangs.
Y'all might as well sit on the prosecutor's
I
side.
100% didn't say gangs.
You said
I said
there are
90s and
2
60s.
gangs
90s
Crips
music,
talking about
60s music.
in the rolling
Well,
It's the
I'm talking about eras. I'm talking about eras.
Like, you know, workout stuff. That's what he meant. 60, 90 games. In between us two.
I'm talking about eras. The 90s and the 60s.
If I die right now, wrap me in money.
Hey, tase ass.
Hey, bro, if you want
What Charles, how the fuck you get caught with that outfit on, bro?
dude, this nigga got his nuts on my head, girl. What the fuck?
What Charles?
How you doing? You can sit right here. You can sit right here.
What Charles, bro?
Hey, yo, let her sit next to me, bro.
Hey, Lil Charles can't hear me.
Hey, who is this right here, bro?
Shit your ass down, bro.
Drizzy Loose smell like shit.
Hey, sir, I need you to
Hey,
get
bro,
up out of
hey,
here.
hey, I need you to get out, bro.
Too tight.
Damn.
Hey, stop swinging.
Drizzy hairline fucked
Who is that
out.
nigga? You gotta move up, bro.
Don't touch my man.
Joe hairline.
Don't touch my man. Don't touch my man,
I'll
boy.
punch that nigga.
Hey, sit down, gang. Hey, sit down, gang. Sit down, gang. Sit down, bro.
Drizzy hairline fucked
Nah,
out.
chill.
One of these officers touch you, I'm knocking their ass out,
They
bro.
sent that nigga in the white shirt here.
I'm hitting all officers with Haymaker Juniors in this bitch.
Hit nigga in the
Somebody-
tank.
Badass shit.
Toothbrush, nigga.
Word.
Somebody shit, bugger.
Cop got that face. You
Hey,
just want
twin.
to slap.
Hey, chill out, Judge
Hey,
here.
bro.
Hey, turn the suit on.
Find you a seat over there or something, man.
Hey, bro, shut the fuck up, man.
Don't
Whose
swear in the
pants
bird.
wearing this?
Dirty fade, motherfucker. Fuck you talking about?
Who's still talking?
Come on, now.
I'm about to roll up this grade, man.
There you go.
Okay, District Attorney Ripley.
Yes, Yes, Judge.
I ain't gonna lie, this nigga next to me ugly as fuck, boy. I ain't gonna cap.
We're waiting on the defense.
Bro, I'm beating your ass when we get out of here on
Their
God.
lawyers.
Man,
Their
go sit
lawyer's
the
not
fuck
here. I'm gonna call
down.
her again.
Fuck you standing up in court for?
Let me go ahead and call her.
I think I know what the fucking shit.
See me when we get out this bitch. I'm with that.
Y'all nigga better go lean on the wall.
We're still
See
on
me
the
when we get
stairways
out
right
this
there.
bitch.
Push your
Jersey.
ass up, boy.
That wrinkled ass
For
shirt.
the event that their lawyer
I'll beat both of y'all niggas ass.
present.
Nigga. What you talking about?
Those shirts say WV. That ain't no Louis.
Yeah,
What the
hey,
fuck?
officer, escort those guys out, bro. Escort that guy
Yo,
out.
your dumb ass ain't talking, nigga.
Bro, next
I'm like he's talking.
they're gonna be escorted out.
These guys talking and these two right over there. Escort them up.
What they got on?
These ones
In
right
the
here.
dog shit is going
These two
on.
right here. Mr. Black and Yellow and Mr. White and Red.
Alright.
Copy that.
Look, back up. Get the guy in the black and yellow.
Oh, this navy blue. He ain't talking about me. Sure, Jack.
Nigga said, what you want, Jack?
My man, you wasn't talking about me.
You didn't see him?
What's up? Which side is GG? This the GG side?
Hey, bro.
Y'all niggas, what the
You
fuck
on,
is
fuck?
going on?
Hey, stop swearing in the courtroom where you'll be escorted out.
Oh, I just fucking.
Bro, what is you on?
He said, what is you
What's
on,
on the
Jack?
stairs?
I'm also going to.
My fault.
You're good to go, sir.
Let me unlock the door, Drizzy.
My nose. That's not more than I'm
Los Siento, por favor. You want a chicken sandwich?
Yes, sir.
I gotta hold this. Come back here.
Oh, that's fine. What's your name so I can remember who you are?
I'm Jack Ruby. I'll be up here at the front, okay?
Okay, thank you. I forgot I had that, y'all.
Have fun.
This is not for her now. Yeah. Huh? He was talking crazy and he also started hitting me. I was trying to write a report. I know, that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck is going on?
One more up there. You want me to grab him or no? Yeah, just one. I'll go grab him.
Chief Drizzy, I have a subpoena for all of their key rings to see what keys they are in possession of, so we can match up the units. So, yes, they will need to provide.
Me and him right here with the tuck.
Basically, I'm not sure how we can do this, to be honest.
Can you check us, friends?
Right. I guess if they... Only thing I could think is correct. Correct. Now, the judge did sign up on the subpoena, so...
Chris. I just sent you the document if you want to take a look at it.
Hey, Butterfly Bubbles, appreciate the follow. Welcome to the family.
Get on push, bro. That's 2,000.
Bro,
Yeah, I was about to say.
put that on push, bro.
Oh shit, my fault.
Stupid ass cop.
Yeah, your fault. Greasy head motherfucker.
Do better, Paul Blart.
Like I said, you stupid motherfucker.
Who that nigga that look like Plenty just walked in here? Check.
Nah.
Check when he stole your style, Plenty.
I just want to
Damn,
let you
with the
gentlemen
glasses
know,
and all, too.
Your lawyer has been made aware, but your keys for your apartments down at the gardens have been subpoenaed. so we can match up whose key belongs to which unit.
If that's the case, I'm gonna be a free man because ain't shit in my unit. I don't even own a unit over there.
Did you guys hear her?
Sit down in the back over here.
What that mean?
I'm not quite understanding why we were all
That means in just a few moments,
for
you guys will
hearing
be
when you
providing
guys-
us with the key
Oh,
to
yeah.
your unit.
It took you how long-
Not
it
so we
took
can
you
get
how
in.
long to
We've
come up
already
with
been
this
in. I'm just
document
gonna be
that
honest.
you accidentally leaked to me and
Some about the
just so
apartments
we
they get
could
broken
figure
into all the
out-
time, and they no telling who left what.
Mr. Brown, are you
can't.
preparing to represent yourself in court today?
Absolutely not.
I don't
Sounded
own
like
no
it
key.
depends.
I don't own no home in the garden.
Yo, take your mask off.
Oh, I have a
don't?
key. Nah, my name Free Band Junkie.
The chief said I'm good.
Wow.
Free Band Junkie, I have a
you can take it
case
off.
file with your name on my desk. It's a
You could
pleasure
ask
to
Chief
meet you.
Or you can take it off.
How you doing?
Let me take a look at this. Hold on.
All right, Ken, I'm about to go get him. Cause like I literally.
I don't know why you said something, bro.
I just know I don't own no more. I don't got no. You feel me?
I'm just so happy to finally meet you, Mr. Free Band Junkie.
Nice to meet you too. I'm sorry it was under these circumstances, but all these circumstances is definitely a misunderstanding.
Bro, shut up, bro.
I wish you would have met the real me, not what paper.
Shut up, bro.
My man talking shit. Hold on,
Can I
Simon.
ask you a question?
I wish you would have met the
Free
real
Band
me,
Junkie?
not what people wrote down on the paper about me.
I just have a question.
So then you need to go to the
You been to any weddings recently?
You need to take your mask off.
Weddings?
Yeah, you've been to any
I've been
weddings
to
recently?
my whole life. I was 13 years old. That was my uncle. He got married.
So on the
It was in Liberty
27th,
City.
you don't recall
Chief, you told
being
him
with
come
Mr.
inside with
Kesey
his mask
Smith
on?
and Mr. Hami Prince?
Just
To
find
be
a seat,
completely
man.
honest with you, I'm not. Those names don't. I'm drawing a blank when you say those names. I do
need to
not
verify
know
You don't know
anybody's
those
name.
people.
No, not at all.
Very
Mrs.
interesting.
Mrs. DA.
Very, very interesting.
no body.
Okay.
So how can
Well,
it
like
be
I said, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
All right, thank you too.
Hey, bro, can you get from in front of me like this, bro?
Damn.
Hey, remember what you keep telling me, bro? Before and
Hey,
all,
go
right?
Bitch ass up.
Scoot
nigga.
over.
Damn.
Hey, listen, speak when spoken to, youngin.
Man,
Bitch,
knock it
tough
off,
as hell.
man.
Bro,
Hey,
just
And
Pull
your
your big
barber,
ass
your,
cargo pants.
your barber fucking you up.
Polly.
Oh, he been standing right
One
there.
side of your
Move up one
sideburn
time.
thinner than the other side. What you
All right,
want,
back
bro?
up.
What you
Listen.
want, bro? You beasting for us. We about to beat this shit. You won't be sick. I can't wait to see your face when we
Right.
beat this shit.
Yeah.
Hey, please, shut the fuck up, bro.
Remember, you said 4-0.
Please, my nigga, the
Man, he
judge
talking
is
to
right
me.
there. Shut up, bro.
Please, tripping.
Make us look bad, bro.
Are you alright?
Yeah, who was that? Morpheus.
All right, everybody, that door will stay locked until court is over, all right?
Yep.
No more entrances, no more exits. You gotta use the restroom. Go ahead and do what you gotta do now.
Oh.
Where is talking to everybody like we booting in this bitch. We up in this bitch.
DA Ripley, has anyone
Yes,
contacted the lawyer?
Yes, Judge. She actually was just here. I believe she's reviewing the evidence. You know, it's a very large case, so I'm sure she might need just a minute or two.
Mr. Drizzy, did she have enough time to review this evidence, or did she just obtain it?
I provided it to her. I'd say a good 8 to 10 minutes ago, as it was provided to me. So as I got it, she got it.
Okay, so we need to do better with getting the evidence when they give it to me. Okay.
So yeah.
Drizzy.
For these clips that are being
sure
provided by the undercover
the
cop,
DA.
It's all hearsay.
Hey, could
They're
you
not
tell
getting
her to
anyone
move away
in the
further somewhere and to
quote-unquote
review the evidence? Because I
circle
don't want to hear her
say,
out
Jack
here.
Ruby, tell her to
he's the one
stop
who has
yelling.
it. It's just random people that are selling drugs to these random locations.
Jack Ruby, I need you to tell her to stop yelling.
Evidence that he's the one who has
Hey,
the
Miss
drugs.
Strawberry, can you please flex your collaborative?
Thank you.
So you said you need me to do what with the DA?
I need you to get, when you pass me the evidence, whenever you email me evidence, make sure they get it at the same precise time as these lawyers as well.
Oh,
There's no way she's supposed to be holding us up right now.
Yes, sir. I completely understand. That's my fault. We're locking down the courthouse now. Any shots fired here, I need y'all on that, okay?
Got on the reservoir.
Yes, I need you to put that in a specific location.
Please do not approach the bench unless I ask you to, man. Both parties ready.
I'm still reviewing. I'm still reviewing the evidence. I literally just got it 4 minutes ago.
Okay, I'll give you an additional 5 minutes to review this evidence. Mrs. Cash.
Thank you.
Yes, Judge. Did you say something to the DA, Judge?
I was asking was both parties ready, but she's not, so.
Oh, yes, I am ready.
Okay, thank you.
What do you mean, what's the number? I said I need you to do that for me. I need you to specific files. Or I need you to make a file. Thank you. Or you can put it in the GIU. GIU.
Mr. Drizzy.
Sir.
Could you appoint me a bailiff, please?
Yes, sir. Jack Ruby. Yes. Need you to go ahead and handle that, okay?
Yes, sir.
No, come on.
Wait.
Come on, let me hear it.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry.
Mr. Drizzy, where is the chief?
I believe he is actually at the Grizzly Gardens right now.
Okay, could you approach the bench, please?
Yes, sir.
Some of this with the RICO. The RICO is crazy, chat. They're trying to make me lose all my belongings. So they trying to get us up out of here, chat. What's up with all these extra sounds and this shit?
Okay, so just to remind you, the judge has allowed us to subpoena the keys for the units that we have searched. Specifically, there are units that were found with illegal contraband in them. So if you flex your T muscle and think keys, right? If I call out a number in just a moment, I need you to stand for me, okay? And I need to remind you guys that you are under oath. We will get you sworn in, because if you do not comply, you can be held in contempt of court and also obstruction of justice. Can we get a bailiff to go over there and I don't know how we can do that. I mean, technically it would be obstruction of justice either way, even if they're not sworn in. Am I correct on that, Judge? Because they've been subpoenaed.
They going crazy, bro. I got keys to somebody else's crib. Hopefully there's not in there. Nah, she be helping me out the jam.
Now, I don't need to remind you. I'm going to call out some numbers here. If you do not comply, you will be charged with obstruction of justice, okay? So starting with unit number 1. If you look at your keyring and you have number 1 on your keys, please stand.
Everybody go ahead and take keys.
Okay. Unit number 2.
Can I ask you something, DA?
Absolutely.
Y'all searched my house?
We definitely did.
Okay, so are you gonna serve me a search warrant?
It's actually posted on your door.
You just assumed that I would go home and see that?
Do you not return to your home?
Sometimes no,
State
sometimes.
The state requirement is that we either post or deliver if the person is actually in their home, in their dwelling. You were not in your dwelling, so it was posted on your door.
My dwelling is the world.
Mr. Brown, sit down.
Nigga says dwelling is the world.
Number 2.
Check y'all key rings, man. House number 2.
I think I was in jail. That's why I couldn't return to my dwelling, because I was in jail.
Yeah, the entire garden is actually marked off the racketeering.
There was an announcement in the news if you didn't see it.
Yeah, it's if you'd like to know the specific statute, it's the Racketeer Influencing Corrupt Organizations Act, also known as a RICO charge. So no one has keyring number 2.
Yeah, I'm getting. Might as well sit on his lap, man.
Okay, number 3.
Don't you see me trying?
I have keyring number 3.
Okay, so Mr. Big Belly and Mr. Free Band Junkie.
Free Band Junkie, I thought you said you didn't have a home.
That's my baby mother house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4.
Have a seat, gentlemen.
Okay, number 5. Number 6. 10, 11. 35. 36.
It's better that they found that crib in the
24.
garden than they found my real stash.
Really now, okay.
They don't got the key.
27.
They don't got the key to the stash house.
Mr. Rex Johnson, where you live at?
You said what, officer?
Where you live at, Mr. Rex Johnson?
Not in the garden, sir.
Okay. No residential, you have no keys to no houses there?
Dumbass.
No, sir.
Okay.
All my
So none of y'all have houses in the gardens except them 3?
Just for the record.
Nope.
What's going on, Mr. Junkie?
If you're letting us know that it's your the mother of your child's home, then we'll definitely need her name as well. Are you guys officially married?
No, not at all. She's deceased.
Oh, okay. When's the last time that she entered the residence, if you don't mind me asking?
She passed away. Maybe like a month ago. She used to mess with this dude. He died. His name was Slime Wop. And I had a key, but I think that home is vacant. But I still got the key if you need it.
We don't. Okay, well, Mr. Brown, I appreciate you being forthcoming about your home.
Excuse me, did you say 24?
I sure did, yeah. Is that yours?
Well, I purchased it a while back, but I usually Airbnb it out.
Okay.
Terry.
That you have receipts or records.
Which house was the one with the 900?
No, ma'am. The last time somebody rented it out, it's been a minute, so I lost those receipts.
Simple. So you guys don't want to claim this $9 million? Which apartment? Who lives in apartment 36? I know y'all want y'all money back, right? Apartment 36. All right.
I need to give you the key.
No, we don't need the key. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Okay.
So number 24.
Yeah, I'm listening.
DA Ripley, could you please approach the bench? So how many apartments were unclaimed? Okay, for the unclaimed ones, let's turn them over to the bank, okay? So no one owns these places anymore. All right. Thank you.
They could have the Darkness apartment. If they find how many guns I got in my other crib, I got over like 20 guns in that shit. Dirty money. That's only in one crib. Other crib, I got like 15 guns in there. Got a cop shotgun in there. Cop rifle. With mad guns over these dumbass cop niggas. They find those, I'm done. So that's why I gave them the key 3. Look, I could press.
All right, Judge, we're ready.
I could press keys. I could press 3. Remove key if I want to be on some funny shit, but I'm gonna let them have it.
You ready?
I want them to try to find my other cribs and I'll really go down.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Both parties are ready.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, let's get it started. With the plaintiffs, excuse me, kind of tired. Barely got any rest this Memorial Day weekend. Was out with the family fishing. Both parties, introduce yourself.
My name is District Attorney Ellen Ripley, and I'll be representing Ellis Pitty in the state today.
And who's there next to you, Mrs. Ripley?
I am Chief GRIZZLEY. I'm here as acting assistant DA to help Ms. Ripley on this case.
Could we get the fire department down here to get rid of that fire hydrant?
Yes, sir. I will contact them right now.
Thank you. And who do we have representing the defendants?
My name is Strawberry Cash. I'm a criminal defense lawyer.
My name is Lawyer Chris, criminal defense lawyer.
Okay, nice to see you guys again. Okay, DA Ripley, you have the floor.
Thank you, Judge. Today, the state presents a case against the Grizzly Gardens criminal organization. Today, we're prepared to show evidence that we believe shows that they are involved in what is known as the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, meaning they are being charged with a RICO charge. And you may be asking yourself, what constitutes a RICO charge? Well, dating back to 1970, RICO charges basically state that a group of individuals must be found to commit at least 2 acts of racketeering activity from a list of 35 crimes. There are 27 federal crimes and 8 state crimes that are on that list. We believe that the evidence that we will show you today will prove that all of the gentlemen that you see here are not only involved in those criminal acts, but they have committed more than 2 of those offenses over the course of several months. Our officers, undercover officers, as well as criminal informants, have provided us with a lot of compelling evidence. Not to mention their own records will show that all the gentlemen that you see here, who would typically be wearing Grizzly Gardens chains, are in fact involved in racketeering and should be charged with the RICO charges.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Ripley. Mrs. Cash, opening statement, please. Mrs. Cash.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Open the statement, please.
Yes, sir. So all of the clients that we have on stand today, the evidence that we have on file and you will be presented is all hearsay. Today we are going to prove this with our defense of these clients not being guilty in this racketeering act.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, we have before us a gang called the Grizzly Garden Boys are all being indicted under the RICO Act for racketeering, distribution of narcotics, attempt murders. How do you want to try? Who do you want to try first, Mrs. Ripley?
What do you think, Drizzy? Do we go with Ronzo first? I think we'd like to start with Mr. Ronzo Brown.
Okay. Mr. Ronzo Brown, could you please step to the plaintiff station, please?
Senora.
We need an interpreter for him.
Oh,
He was
Judge,
just speaking
you know,
perfect English
that's
the whole
great.
time he was in here.
If he does need someone who speaks multiple languages, hablo español.
Okay, well, that's great.
Sí, hablo poquito español, pero. Mr.
Sí.
Brown, do you need me to translate for you?
No, I can speak English very fine.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just making sure.
Okay, for the record, Mr. Ronzo Brown, could you please introduce yourself to the court?
Hi, my name is Ronzo Brown from Los Santos.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, DA Ripley.
Mr. Brown, can we get him? I want to swear him in so that we can go ahead and ask him some questions.
You want him on the stand?
Can we do that? Yes, please.
Okay. Please step on the stand, Mr. Ronzo.
I think he just smelled my hair.
You're going to keep your inappropriate things to yourself, Mr. Brown.
Sir, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Open the door. Wait a minute. What did you just say?
Yeah.
You're skating on thin ice. You're skating on thin ice, Ronzo. Okay? Don't bring the street stuff in here in my courtroom. This ain't the Grizzly Gardens, okay?
Conflict of interest to me, but okay.
You can proceed. No
Mr.
talking out of
Brown.
turn either, sir. You can proceed, DA Ripley.
Mr. Brown, how are you today?
I've been better.
You've been better. Do you remember the last time we saw each other?
At the motel off F Block.
No,
Beg your
no, I
pardon?
don't think that was me. I don't think that was me, Mr. Brown.
I don't remember then.
Do I look like someone that you would frequently? It's because so the last time I saw you, I believe we were at LSPD, were we not?
We could have been.
Do you recall what your charges were that day?
I don't got the best memory.
Okay. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Brown. How many times have you been charged with a federal or state crime?
How many times? Charged with it?
Correct.
I don't have a great memory.
Would you say it's more than once?
More than once. It may have been, it may have not have been.
Would you say it's more than two?
It may have been, it may have not have been.
Hey, listen here, Brown. You don't remember how many times you've been incarcerated, sir? Is it that many times?
I may know, I may not have known.
So are you trying to plead the fifth?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading the witness, please.
Please explain.
That's why my record stays with you guys, so I don't have to keep up with it.
Okay, so would you like... all right, that's fine. We can do that, Mr. Brown. When is the last time you went to prison?
Last time I went to prison today.
And what did you go to prison for today?
They told me that I'm being charged with some things. I think they mentioned RICO. They threw me in the jail.
Now, I see here on the 3rd that you actually had your record expunged. Do you recall?
I don't have a great memory.
You don't have a great memory. Mr. Brown, do you have a medical issue?
No, not a medical issue. It's just that so much happens in my life behaviorally that some stuff just gets thrown out the storage in my brain, you know?
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Objection, relevance.
Well, Judge, the relevance is that the suspect here is claiming that he has a poor memory and that he loses memory. This is literally just me trying to make sure that we have a competent person on the stand here.
I see where you're heading. Objection overruled.
Okay. If I tell you what I had for breakfast, that might be a little inappropriate.
Oh, go ahead. Please, humor the court.
Judge, you want me to go ahead and say it?
Please answer the question, Mr. Brown.
Okay. That's my ass.
Oh my God.
Happy to Virgil.
So you're
Hey, quiet in the
testifying that you
courtroom,
ate
quiet in the
ass
courtroom.
this morning, Mr. Brown. Is that what you'd like to be put in the record?
Objection, Judge. Asked and answered.
Objection sustained. Please move on.
Thank you.
What did you have yesterday?
Yesterday, my breakfast don't change. I eat the same thing every morning.
Double five.
Hey, quiet in the courtroom. If you talk again, you will be removed.
Judge, can you please direct this witness to answer the questions
Brown,
truthfully?
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
His beard is not
So
full
you-
enough for him to eat ass every day.
So you mean to tell me
I manscape.
you eat booty for breakfast every day?
Correct.
Not once have you caught food poisoning from this.
Negative.
Is it the same ass every day?
I plead the fifth on that.
Okay. Next question, please.
Mr. Brown, this goes back to testing your memory, okay? How
Okay.
many cars do you own?
How many cars? Quite a few.
What's the last car that you purchased?
The last car that I purchased. I think it was a Tesla. Not here yet though. Pre-order.
Okay, and prior to that?
The Charger, the jailbreak Hellcat Charger. That's also a pre-order.
And when did you purchase those?
This morning.
I need some
Go ahead,
food,
Chris.
Your Honor?
Yes.
You can see that we have a non-compliant witness here, right? Like,
I'm answering every question you guys are asking me.
Drink that. Gonna put your food up.
Do you know how serious the RICO case is, Mr.
do.
Brown?
I do.
Do you know you're looking at life in prison?
I do.
You know everything that you own can be seized?
I do.
Need you to be as honest as you can here, okay?
I am. I'm being honest. I came up here and I told you what I do and what I've done. I'm answering all your questions to the best of my ability.
Okay, so then let's just cut to the chase, okay? So, In our evidence file, Mr. Brown, we have footage where you are identifying another person in your organization, Mr. RJ. And you also admit to having a HQ, also known as a headquarters, up north. You wagered money up to $5 million in a competition with known gang leader Mike Garatano. Now, in this footage, not only do you exchange dialogue about the rules of engagement of a potential gang war, but you also claim all the members that were standing behind you as your quote-unquote guys. Are you the leader of the Grizzly Gardens?
I would like to take this moment to exercise my Fifth Amendment right.
Let the record reflect Mr. Ronzo Brown exercising his Fifth Amendment, and the court will respect it. You can step down, Mr. Brown.
Thank you.
Judge, if possible, I would like to present to the court that evidence, just so if you would like to broadcast that. It's in the document that was provided to you by Chief Drizzy.
Anyone have something to drink?
Mrs. DA, can you by any chance send that to the DOJ emails?
Yes, you have it. It's in the document. That's strawberry.
Okay.
Okay,
Which part of evidence are we speaking of?
If you go to the document for the RICO case documents, there's a section where it says Part 1 and Part 2, where it shows the conversations where Mr. Ronzo Brown is speaking to known Rolling 60 Crip leader Mike Garatano.
Okay, 1 second, please.
Do we have that too? Do we have that too?
Yes, we do. It isn't.
Where is it?
Were you sent the document, please?
I'm confused.
Was the document spreadsheet sent to you?
Mr. Ronzo, would you like me to provide that to you?
Yes.
There's Part 1. There's Part 2. I can also provide you with this document as well, if you'd like that.
Okay, I'm gonna go check
We're
now.
looking at the first clip in the evidence, ma'am.
Chief Drizzy. Could you please tell me, in this part of the evidence video, which one is Ronzo Brown?
Yes, sir. You said which part?
Which one is Ronzo Brown?
I know which part of the evidence.
Yes. In the video, who is
Part
he?
1.
Oh, okay. I don't believe he was identified. I believe he had a mask on. I'm not quite sure which one he is. We just hear his voice.
Okay. Was that the evidence that you were referring to? DA Ripley?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, I just took a look at it. You can proceed.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure if Strawberry would like to cross-examine this witness. It is her opportunity to do so before I continue.
Yes. Can you go ahead and go back on stand? I'm gonna go ahead and cross-examine you.
No problem.
Now, Mr. Brown, you did watch that first piece of evidence. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Were you there at any time? Was that you speaking?
No.
You were not there.
No.
Okay. Do you know anyone by the name of RJ?
RJ?
Correct.
Not that I can think of.
Noted. Now they're saying that you run a quote-unquote gang named Grizzly Garden. Do you run a gang?
No.
Are you a leader of any organization?
No.
That's all I have to ask.
All right, you can return to your seat, please.
Now, may I speak on the first piece of evidence that was provided to the court?
Sure.
Now, in that piece of evidence that was provided, one, you cannot identify Ronzo Brown being in that parking lot. The only thing you can hear is you can hear a voice, but I don't see in the evidence that we've received today any voice analysts to detect that it was him. It was a very dark environment. There's no way to visually see him in any way. Ronzo Brown's name was never mentioned in that parking lot as well.
Chief Drizzy, did you have a voice analyst go over this video?
Negative, sir. So the thing is this footage is mainly for I mean, we can mainly pin this on the people that he said in the video, Mr. RJ, Ronnie Jr., and Mr. Duke. So that's what we're really identifying at the scene.
Judge?
Yes, you can speak.
They named RJ. Now he just said Ronnie Jr. Ronnie
That's his
Jr.'s
nickname.
name.
I said Ronnie Jr. Now.
Okay,
sorry.
but there was no evidence of Ronnie Jr. Aside from ballistics, but RJ, we can't say who RJ is. To say that Ronnie Jr. Using RJ for short is a nickname, there's no way to prove that that's his nickname. So we do not know, as Ronzo Brown just testified, he does not know who an RJ is.
Okay. This other person that you mentioned in the paperwork, Mike of the Crips, is
correct.
He's present. Could we cross-examine him?
Mr. Garatano is not present, I believe. However, he was identified as the leader of the Crips during a recent sweep done by the FBI.
So this is going to be a different...
We're not charging him. It's just that he was involved in a conversation with the defendant where
It would
they
have been
were
good to
discussing...
subpoena him, is what I'm saying.
Correct. Yeah, he's not in the city at the moment, but he is a known gang leader, which leads to not only Mr. Brown associating with other felons, because that man is in fact a felon, but also the fact that they were discussing gang war terms, including body dumping people in the water and things like that.
Okay. Well, guess we'll visit that whenever it arises. Oh, okay. So what are the exact charges for Mr. Ronzo Brown?
So Mr. Ronzo Brown has actually been found in possession of lots and lots of heroin, Judge. In the document, you will see that, as well as several other charges, attempted murder. As you know, Judge, the RICO charge, really, we only need him to have been convicted or have the potential to be indicted on 2 federal or state crimes on the list of RICO charges, and he fits the bill tenfold. The document pretty much outlines everything. Let me direct your attention to something specific there. Just give me one moment.
Okay.
Okay. So I have an evidence, Your Honor. If you go to page 6, the arrest of Mr. Ronzo Brown with 3,900 grams of heroin and 6 semi-automatic guns.
Yes, I've seen he has a very, very extensive record, a criminal record at that. And I'm really trying to understand, how is he free at the moment?
That's a great
kind of
question.
charges?
That's a great question, Your Honor, and it's something that I can't really speak to because I've only had the chance to pursue charges against Mr. Ronzo Brown twice. The second time he was released from police custody by Chief Grady, and the first time he was actually convicted. So I'm not sure after that how that happened, Your Honor, to be honest. But yes, he has been charged several times, not only with possession of large amounts of narcotics, but also he has been charged with murder. He's also, there's also plenty of evidence of him being at the scene of crimes with ballistic evidence, firing illegal weapons.
Okay. Yeah, I looked over that evidence. I seen his criminal record, very serious charges that he was already convicted of.
And I want to be clear here because I understand that the terms, I heard someone mention earlier that we were trying to try them for the same crime twice. That's not the case. The charges here are not to charge you for crimes that you've already served time for. The RICO charge actually goes to show a pattern of criminal racketeering charges. So if someone is repeatedly doing the same crimes and happens to be doing so in conjunction with an
Hey, sir, are you
organization.
smoking a cigarette in my courtroom?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm going through a lot right now. I need to hit that. I'm going through a lot, Your Honor. They trying to get me over something I didn't do. My anxiety is all over the place. I apologize. I just did. I apologize, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Control your client.
I know you're going through a lot, Mr. Brown.
Mhm.
We're gonna make sure we get you through this. Just please refrain yourself from smoking.
Okay.
Mrs. Ripley, could you please explain to me, how do you tie all of these individuals into a RICO case? What is the connection of the RICO case? Is they organized crime, or they're all distribution of this drug heroin?
Correct.
Do they have a supplier?
Well, Your Honor, well, Drizzy, would you care to explain your document and how we were able to link Mr. Duke Jackson as well as Ronzo Brown to the heroin?
Yes, ma'am. So, we'll start with the shots, Judge. We've had several crime scenes in this in the city of Los Santos where we come to them, and we've not only found the DNA from several of these people unlawfully shooting and honestly committing murders, because we've had bodies on the scene, but we've had several people identify them by name as the distributors of heroin.
Are
Mr.
these
Dujak.
people that identify them, are they present to take the stand?
No, sir.
Judge,
But we do have footage.
I've seen the footage.
may I
What?
speak, Judge?
Okay, you're not. Hold on, one moment, please.
So, yes, sir. So, along with the DNA as well as the footage we have linked everybody over there in that stand to one another, or to another, or through another, etc. And it all stems back to Mr. Duke Jackson.
Okay. Okay. Is Mr. Duke Jackson in the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Ronzo Brown's best friend.
Mr. Jackson. Nod off.
Yo, what's
Maybe
the
you think
word?
real hard about these charges.
He's speaking, Your Honor.
Think a shout, Mr. Jackson.
Shout.
Yo, what's going on?
Could you please take the stand?
Man, I ain't taking no stand, man. I plead the fifth. It's over with.
Let the court reflect that Mr. Duke Jackson is exercising amendment right, and it will be respected. DA Ripley.
Yes, Judge. I'd also like to. So the unit number 1, which we subpoenaed the keys for after the RICO case raid on the gardens, it does belong to Mr. Ronzo Brown, and as you know, a grenade as well as several other illegal weapons were found inside that home. But among the most terrifying of all of that, of course, is going to be the grenade. So that was in Mr. Ronzo's home, which was locked, by the way.
So he the one that had the grenade in his home.
Correct.
Could you explain that, Mr. Brown?
Yes, of course. My granddad, who I love and appreciate and cherish so much, was in World War II, and he brought back home a lot of things. It's actually his apartment, that's in the gardens where he raised me, and I don't go through his things. You know, like I left his room the same way he had it. So if they found a grenade in there, then it had to be his. He got arrested, so.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What years did your grandfather serve in the military?
I don't have the greatest memory.
So, Mr. Brown, we found the AP pistol, also known as the automatic pistol, in your home. Are you aware of what year that gun was created?
Like I said, I never touched any of my granddad's stuff.
Is your granddad still alive?
No. Unfortunately.
Relevance, Your Honor.
I'm asking because if he
there's a
fell in...
grenade found in the house.
Yes. If he is found in possession of his grandfather's stuff in his home, if his grandfather got a grenade, an AP pistol, a compact rifle, an assault SMG, a hatchet, and knuckle dusters from war, I'd like to be able to link that to a specific war. He can't testify. Unfortunately, he's passed away. We thank him for his service, and we mourn his death.
If he was still here, he would have been happy to clear everything up and let you know that this is all a big misunderstanding.
What year did he pass?
He passed this morning.
What was his name?
Calvin
Last name?
Brown.
Judge, are you aware of an obituary post or a funeral held for Mr. Calvin Brown?
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
I am not aware.
My granddad was a very older guy, and he believed in the natural ways that people did things. He didn't want all of that funeral stuff or any of that. He just said, listen, just bury me and I wasn't strong enough to do it. So my uncles buried him. They didn't do all this stuff that people do today, the funerals, obituaries, stuff like that. Because it's nobody's business but the close families. So we know that he's resting in peace.
And what was your grandfather's name?
Calvin Brown.
Okay.
Judge, I'd like to, now that he has introduced new evidence to the court, stating that his grandfather is the true owner of those weapons that he passed through this morning, I would actually like to assert that he's in fact perjuring himself right now because there is no record of a Calvin Brown in the Los Santos or San Andreas records. In fact, there's no one named Calvin in the Los Santos or San Andreas records. So,
When was your records created?
if your grandfather served in the military, he would be here.
How far do your records date back?
They date back pretty far, Mr. Brown.
How far?
Enough that if your grandfather was in the military,
Sorry.
he would show up in the records, Mr. Brown. There's no
Okay.
escaping that. Once you're in the
Do
military,
you know what?
were
Do
in
you
the
know what year your record date back to?
You can't even tell me what year he served in war, Mr. Brown.
Okay, let the record reflect. There's no record of a Calvin Brown in the city of Los Santos or San Andreas. Okay, this is what I need from you, Mrs. Ripley and Mr. Drizzy. Okay, to convict the defendant under RICO, the government must prove that the defendant engaged in 2 or more instances of racketeering activity and the defendant directly invested in, maintained an interest in, or participated in criminal enterprise affecting interstate or foreign commerce.
Yes, sir.
I need you guys to tell me, how will this RICO case stand against all of these defendants that you say claim Grizzly Gardens?
Correct, Your Honor. At least 2 or more, Your Honor, all we have to do is pull up their criminal record from the past week. The majority of the people sitting before you have been charged with tons of different felonies, whether it be assault on an LEO, attempted murder of an LEO, attempted murder of a civilian, possession of an illegal weapon, possession of an illegal firearm.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. This has nothing to do with a RICO case and the charges
Yes,
being brought
it
against
has
our clients. These are
everything to do with
previous
the RICO
charges.
case. Everything to do with the RICO case. The RICO case states
A
that
RICO
they
case must prove 3 of those
hold on.
crimes.
Let me ask this question.
Yes, sir,
Let me ask
Judge.
this question. As far as a RICO case, you have to prove that there's some type of leadership and that this group is moving in unison. Okay?
Correct, sir. That's why we believe Duke Jackson is leading everything.
What proof do you have that Duke
Hearsay.
or Ronzo is a leader? Like, I need solid proof. I don't want no one saying a name. I need like proof that these guys are actual leaders of the Grizzly Guard.
Your Honor, this entire case should be dismissed. It's a lack of evidence, and everybody
no
that
outbursting,
is being...
Mrs. Strawberry, please, no outbursting. I just asked them a question.
Judge, if you actually go down to page 3, you could see not only, now while we cannot provide the suspects here because it is 3:51 in the morning and this is a late night hearing, we cannot provide those suspects in the court where Duke Jackson is named as the heroin plug-in leader. We do have evidence of Duke taking lead in dialogue between Mr. Mike Garatano in a conversation that led to Mike saying no shooting at Gigi, aka Grizzly Garden, and Duke radioing back to his allies saying not to shoot at the Crips. There's footage of that as well.
Your Honor.
And this evidence was obtained how?
Your Honor, I believe that one of our undercovers were inside of the gun store with the wire on, and as well as their body count.
Is undercover here to testify?
No, sir.
I believe the footage, though, Judge, speaks for itself.
Please let the record reflect that we can't even cross-examine this person who is saying all these things about our clients.
The thing about this is, DA Ripley, the defendant has a right to face his accuser.
And we are his accuser.
You are the accuser, but you got different dynamics. You got different people that play different roles, and these people should be present.
Judge, that would put the undercover cop at risk.
You at risk every day when you are here serving the law.
You should go on witness
That would
protection after
also-
doing something like that.
that
That's
would
his job.
also-
Defendants, please stop outbursts.
That
Sorry.
would also, Judge, that would also compromise his ongoing investigation. Now, we had to act on this immediately because, as you could see, Mr. Ronzo Brown is in possession of a grenade. Do you know how many explosions we have around Los Santos daily? It's truly, I mean, this needs to be ended, Judge.
Okay.
So that's why we had to act so quickly. I'm sure you can understand the safety of the civilians of this city and this state.
Understand. I definitely do. Okay. Do
Your Honor.
the defendants have anything they want to
Yes.
say?
Quick question. Since the grenade is so old, did they even see or check to see if the grenade was armed or charged? The grenade might not even work.
Yes, we have. I'm getting word from my chief that we did check and the grenade was still active. There was still a pin inside the grenade. It was still ready for use.
Was
Did
there
you
any
pull the-
evidence
You have it
provided
if you
to
need to
the
be
court that it was working? No
we have
evidence
the
was
grenade.
provided.
We have the grenade ready to show the judge and defendant.
You could have switched the grenade.
Right. We have no evidence of the
We've had live
grenade
body
getting
cam on it
swapped
since
out.
we've obtained it. We can provide the live feed to you guys if you'd like.
Okay, it was just a question.
Yes, sir.
I would also like to mention for all of the evidence that was provided against Mr. Brown, the one in the parking lot, as I mentioned before, you were never able to identify him. There was no voice analyst in here to match his voice to the crime. It was too dark at night to see really anybody in that parking lot. Now, these other charges with the attempt of murder that was on there, they want to say that that belongs to a RICO charge, but it's not showing how it's all related, quote unquote, gang called Grizzly Garden.
Yes.
We have nobody here to testify against them. It's almost all hearsay.
Okay. Okay, so listen, this is what we'll do.
May I add one thing, Judge?
You want to add one thing? Who is that?
Yes, sir. So the RICO charge is supposed to, as you said, prove 2 of the crimes that is a RICO crime. So bribery, drug trafficking, kidnapping. You know, the mafia has been linked to cases of racketeering. I mean, this Grizzly Garden Boys gang, however you said, you know, they're definitely not the mafia. They're not the mob. They're not money laundering. They're not using businesses to, you know, clean money. They're not doing any of these things that is a RICO crime. These are serious crimes, nonetheless.
Judge, objection, Judge. Like I said earlier, the gentlemen that are sitting here before you literally have charges for several of the crimes on that are listed under the RICO Act.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with that. They
Objection.
definitely
Some
have
of these
multiple
people
charges.
have already
Hold on, excuse me.
received-
Why do you do this?
My apologies, Mr. Dick Brinkley.
I agree as far as the charges. The thing is, you have to prove organization within these charges. Like somehow, some way, everything, like them charges, they have been charged with, all that need to tie in with each other. That's the whole thing of a RICO. They have to be some type of unisys where everything is connected.
Yes,
this
Judge.
charge is connected to him, and this charge is, everything needs to be connected in order for this to be a RICO case.
Correct.
A gang is a gang, but an organization is something different.
I 100% agree, Judge. And we also have additional proof that they are linked, not only by attire, but we have provided clips from body cam footage from undercover showing that they move as a unit to commit criminal acts, including the war between known gang members. Not only that, Judge, but every time that they are picked up for their charges, they're all wearing a very specific article of clothing, and that particular article of clothing happens to be the Grizzly Gardens chain. Now, there are several varieties of that chain, but there is one that is specifically named Grizzly Gardens. Now,
Objection.
while that alone is not enough to say that they are a criminal organization, that paired with the gentlemen who are wearing said chain are the ones who are actively being arrested for crimes together and separately is enough evidence to prove that they are moving as an organization. Now, the LSPD wears a badge, right? And they all wear a very specific shirt and a specific vest. They all move together just like a unit and an organization, right? So
Your Honor,
if we're going to,
objection.
if we're
Go ahead,
going
Mrs.
to,
Cash.
So she's mentioning these chains, Grizzly Garden chains. None of this was provided in that spreadsheet that you and I and the rest of the court have received. So that's not relevant to this case at all. So they had the time to add it to the spreadsheet, and that was not
Actually,
added.
we do not need to provide photos of their intake photos from when they were convicted of crimes. That's public record. Anybody can look that up.
But you're saying that that chain is a.
Objection
You're
sustained.
saying that.
Please do not mention the chains if they are not in the evidence.
Okay, sir. What is in the evidence though is their record, and these guys, several of these guys have been together when robbing banks. Several of these guys have been together when convicted for murders. Several of these guys have been together when they've been convicted for having drugs on them and been a part of drug sales.
Okay.
So that is what we did. We have linked them to because they have been associated with each other's in crimes that we have documented.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that. Okay.
One thing that does come back to them all is they all like to hang out in the known place called the Grizzly Garden, aka their gang name. So
This is the
we
same
also
place
have
that we just raided, found multiple weapons and a shitload of drugs.
correct, sir. A lot of heroin.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, DA Ripley, could you please go in for the closing statement? DA Ripley,
I'm sorry, Judge.
could you please go in for the closing statement?
Judge, are we prepared to extend this out to allow for witnesses to be present in jail? I'd like to request a continuance.
Okay.
I'm sorry, a recess, Judge, where we can
Or a
continue this
recess.
another day.
Schedule this for a different time. How will we proceed with the defendants? Will they stay in custody? Like, how will we go about this?
Judge, I will leave that up to your recommendation. However, what I would like to say specifically about Mr. Ronzo Brown and several of these members here, really, to be honest, all the gentlemen arrested here is that they are known to perpetrate violent crimes. I do not feel safe releasing them out to the streets of Los Santos. But that's entirely up to you, Judge.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Yes.
I would like to say if we cannot make a motion to continue this another day. They said that this took weeks for them to prepare. They had more
We've
than
had
enough
no
time.
evidence.
They had more than enough time to gather everything, have all of the witness ready. We had approximately 10 minutes as their defense to gather information. So I find it unfair to allow them any more time.
As we've had none.
Miss Cash, can I ask you a question?
You may.
Have you never received evidence from the DA prior for the crimes that you've defended these clients for?
All of the crimes that I have been presented, they were closed cases. I assessed them at the time. The cases have been closed.
Also,
so are you
Judge,
saying you have
I
no
would like to
knowledge
add-
of the prior crimes that you're...
The prior crimes, yes, I have knowledge of them, but they're not being presented here in court. So these...
Mr. Chief Drizzy, how long did it take for you to prepare this case?
Sir, I've been working on the case for a long time, but to actually prepare for it, shit, man,
What is
honestly,
a long time? Give me a ballpark number.
around 6 months, sir.
6 months. Okay.
And we had 10 minutes.
Not an overstatement. And
So the
Judge,
motion-
I'd like to add in behalf of the defense that
Wait, Chris.
The motion to continue. The motion to for a recess will be denied. I feel that the prosecution had enough time together. Whether they got with you in time or not, DA Ripley, is solely on the federal, whether it be ATF, DEA, or the police department. It's solely rests on the chief, because this should have been handled more delicately. And I really don't want to drag this out too long. So we could go in for the closing, please. Could you please close an argument for both sides?
So, Judge, you're denying the opportunity to extend this case out tomorrow and we can provide witnesses?
I feel that the prosecution had enough time.
What? Judge, did you or did you not? Judge, did you or did you not actually request for me to fly in specifically to hear this case an hour ago?
That's what I said. This rests on the PD, because the PD was supposed to inform you about this when they was building this case 6 months ago.
Okay, Judge.
You should have knew about this case before I knew about it. The defendants, Miss Cash, would you please with your closing argument, please?
Yes. So as we went over the evidence today in court, my client, as well as other clients that we have on the stand with us, were able to prove that this is not an act of a RICO racketeering charge in any ways. These are just individual charges that were being brought up. It is a lack of evidence and hearsay.
Is that all you have to say?
Yes, and we also plead not guilty to these charges for the racketeering.
Okay. Is there any type of plea agreements?
Judge, I was saying a second ago, I'd like to add that I did ask and reach out to the defense attorney and see if that we could come to an agreement for any of the clients. And I asked to see the evidence, speak with the district attorney and look at it, see if we could come to an agreement. And we obviously did not receive that option. So.
Is this correct, Mrs. Ripley?
Yes, Judge.
No plea agreements.
The defense rest.
Plea agreements?
Yeah.
I would say for Mr. Duke Jackson and Mr. Ronzo Brown, because they were found in possession of such large amounts of heroin, as well as possession of several illegal weapons in Mr. Ronzo's home, which he is claiming is tied to his grandfather who passed away this morning, either before or after he ate his normal breakfast. I would say asset forfeiture, as well as 1,000 months in prison each for them. And then for the remaining members, 500 months apiece.
Okay. Did you hear the defendants? Did you hear the plea agreement?
I definitely heard it.
Would you like to proceed?
I would like to speak to my client, if you don't mind me speaking to my client.
Okay.
I speak with him outside of the courtroom for about 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yes, a 5-minute recess is being requested.
Object, so we got no recess? I believe there should be no recess for the defendants as well.
Okay, so then I will speak to him as the judge already said I could.
Objection sustained.
I want to plead not guilty.
Are you pleading not guilty to the weapons that were found in your home, sir?
That is correct.
Okay.
We plead not guilty to the RICO charges.
Which we've been charged with today.
That is correct.
Unless it's another charge that I didn't know about.
We've already plead not guilty before.
Okay. So, looking over this evidence, I can clearly see that there's something that's going on in this neighborhood called the Grizzly Gardens. I can see a number of you guys that's in this courtroom are career criminals. I see your record, what you've been charged with, what you were on probation or parole for, what was found in your home today. So, excuse me, Miss Ripley, what was found in each one of them homes? Like, who had something in there?
Well,
Like, that
Judge, as you
claimed their
heard
home?
earlier, even though we subpoenaed their keys, only 3 homes were accounted for on that list.
And was anything found in them homes?
The house number 1 was the one that was found with the majority of the contraband.
And that's one claim.
No, house
That's
number
Calvin.
1 belongs to Mr. Ronzo Brown,
Belongs to Mr. Calvin Brown. I live there now.
and there is no record of a Calvin Brown ever living in Los Angeles. Not to mention, the Grizzly Gardens were just raised about a month and a half ago.
Okay. So, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. What about the other homes? Anyone over there that claimed them that had contraband in their home?
So nobody claimed it, but we did have several homes found with contraband. We found 30 bricks of heroin, 20 bricks of cocaine, around 20 bricks of opium, $18 million total, and a lot of guns.
Objection, Your Honor. We've already ran through the closing arguments to the plea deal.
Excuse me, Ms.
I'm not
Strawberry, I'm asking
understanding.
questions. That's why they're speaking on it, because I'm asking questions.
And we've also found 900 Grizzly coins, which is only obtainable through illegal ways.
But all of this contraband that you just named, besides what Ronzo Brown confessed to, the rest of this is unclaimed contraband.
Correct.
Okay. There's no way that we can figure out who place this is.
You would have to subpoena the records of either the realtor or the state in order to get that. That's the only way. Unfortunately, if any of these gentlemen do own those homes, there's no way for us to really physically check, which is why we asked for the subpoena, so that if it were to come out that they do in fact own these homes or have keys to these homes, they would be found guilty of obstruction of justice.
Okay, so listen. I feel like we should have, you guys should have spent more time preparing this case. So today I want to say I'm going to dismiss this case against everybody. But I am
Fuck y'all talking about?
Quiet in the courtroom. Quiet in the
Fuck,
courtroom.
nigga.
Quiet in the
Bitch ass
courtroom.
cop ass nigga.
Up top, Mr.
Hey,
Zo.
quiet in the courtroom.
I can get up out of here now.
Hey, I need all my shit back.
It's fight that right now, right me, buddy.
I'm out there, bitch. Damn.
For real, man.
We heard you, fuck nigga. The case dismissed. Get out this hole, nigga.
Hey, everybody sit down.
Oh my God.
Everybody sit down.
Oh my
Everybody
God, what
sit the
happened to
fuck
the
down.
DJ?
Everybody sit the fuck down.
Hey.
Sit down. Everybody sit the fuck down.
Oh my God, what happened?
Hey, come on now, dude.
Everybody sit the fuck down.
Hey, turn me up. Fake voice.
Wanzo.
Hold on,
Nigga, come on, guys. It's still obstructing the courtroom.
Wanzo.
We just cut up on their ass.
They talking about
Police
you the
trying to do some
problem.
weird shit. Come on.
You the problem. You the problem.
Hey, chill.
Quiet in the courtroom. Quiet in the courtroom.
This is what you've done, Judge.
Free the Jack boys, nigga. It did not prove a RICO in no shit, way, shape,
Shut
or
up.
form.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Get your pants
You the
down.
problem.
You mad as fuck.
You the problem.
You the problem.
Salty.
Shush it. This case is being
That bum ass district attorney.
So,
Never
look,
He mad. He mad as fuck.
Court is dismissed.
Come on.
You the problem.
We out here.
We out this whole
If fight that right there, grab me body.
Yeah.
If fight that right there, grab me body.
Free to real and keep fighting it. Dead homie, nigga. Let me out this hole.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Never mind,
Yes, sir.
I got you.
Yeah.
Man, I'm throwing my ice on.
Hey, we at the studio, Joe.